Hi, we are here today to tell you why LJMU should partner with We Are Mental.
We Are Mental is a global campaign aimed at helping young people.
1 in 3 people worldwide suffer from mental illness, and the majority of that burden falls upon young people. As university students ourselves, we wanted to create a movement that would destigmatise talking about your feelings, so young people would be able to get the help that they need.
We started out with some small teaser videos for Instagram to reach our young demographic. Social media is a great way to connect with young people and really helped us to start building up an audience before we released our full campaign videos.
After receiving such positive feedback from these Instagram videos, we decided to keep our main videos in the same style, as it had clearly proved popular.
How does this apply to university though?
We have many situational videos that do address this, and this one in particular focuses on the pressure of education, which is very relevant to the students studying here.
When I first went to university, I was so excited. New city, new people, new everything. My lectures were interesting, but I could only get to a 9 AM with coffee in my system. It's hard to put my hand up and speak in lectures. There's a lot of people, and I get nervous speaking in front of crowds. I worry that I'm saying something stupid, or that everyone else understands, and I'm the only one left clueless. After a while, I started to feel a little isolated. I'd made friends at university, but I'd never been away from my family for so long. I missed them a lot. I felt like I had no one to turn to, no one to help. I felt lost, and I had no way of getting back. But once I'd gained the courage to talk to my friends, I was shocked to find that many of them felt the same way. One of my friends was even speaking to a therapist. I came to accept my fears, and I'm feeling more confident again. With a handle on my life, I'm feeling back on form, enjoying the new opportunities and living life to the full. So whether it be family or friends, a teacher or a colleague, we all need someone to talk to when times get tough. And that's okay. Getting help is easier than you think. It's time to talk. Join the movement.
We also have a video for family, so this could be students that have just moved out of their family home and miss their relatives, or it could be students that are still living in the family home and are struggling. I come from a broken home and I've never had a particularly close family life. My dad left when I was 11, leaving my mum and 2 sisters behind. I used to spend most of my time alone in my bedroom, and I often felt isolated, trying to visit my friend's house as often as I could. I didn't want to go home. Nobody really cared about me. Well, that's how I felt, that everyone in my life would benefit from me not being there. Eventually I realised I was suffering from depression and anxiety. I kept it to myself as long as I could, but I was eventually caught by my sister during a panic attack. I was no longer able to hide the way I was feeling. I talked to my mum and she suggested talking to a doctor. So I went. I didn't feel ready to talk so openly about how I felt, but I knew I needed help. The doctor made me feel at ease, and I'm so happy that I got help now. I wish I'd spoken up sooner. There was so much support available to me and I was able to start therapy. After going through this, I realised that there were other people I knew who were just like me. My mum opened up about her own experiences with mental illness, and it made me feel so much closer to her. I was glad to know someone who was coping so well. Talking saved my life. It's time to talk. Join the movement.
You can address our Mental Health at Work campaign to your soon-to-be graduates who may have issues adjusting to life in the workplace.
I started working at the office a couple of years ago. I fit in pretty well, but nobody knew about my diagnosis. I have compulsive thoughts, so I don't really fit the stereotypical description of a guy with OCD. It still upsets me when people say they have a little bit of OCD because they like to keep their desk tidy or they clean up their cups. To them, it's just a joke, but not for me. I walk 15 steps from the door of my office to the chair. I stir my coffee 4 times. I obsess over the smallest details in my reports and I struggle to let them go. It was a real issue for me, and I had no one to speak to, nowhere to go. I was afraid and alone. My compulsions often led me to cutting people out of my life very suddenly, through no fault of their own. Nobody in the office even realised they were hurting my feelings, so I found it hard to address it. I feared sharing my diagnosis in case people treated me differently. Eventually, I gathered the courage to talk to my boss, and she understood. She helped me understand that I wasn't alone in all of this, that even at my work, I had someone I could talk to. I still don't feel comfortable sharing this with my colleagues, but my boss made sure that the jokes about mental illness weren't acceptable in the office, and people were a lot more considerate, and I was allowed to stay anonymous. I couldn't have asked for more. If you don't speak out, people won't know what they're doing is wrong. It's time to talk. Join the movement.
We garnered lots of attention with these campaign videos, and we got lots of positive feedback through Twitter, Instagram, and even through YouTube. We created a website that was going to be the hub of our campaign. This is where we could compile all of our campaign videos and where people could get access to information and also find the links to all of our social media sites. We had a section about what our campaign was about so people could learn more, statistics about mental health, particularly mental health in students, and also help and support for those who wanted to find help in their local area. We created an event where we were going to march for mental health in Liverpool outside St George's Hall. To promote this event, we gave out leaflets and stickers outside the Redmonds building, and we asked people to use the hashtag to share their images of the event. We also created a shop where people could buy t-shirts and other merchandise to support the cause, and all the proceeds from this merchandise would go to a mental health charity to help young people. The final aspect of our website was the blog, where people could share their stories, and we could also share tips and advice on how to cope with mental health.
I think we can discuss this further. I'll get back to you.
Thank you.